Hi friends, today we are doing Unit 1, Lesson 15. We're going to be reading out of your small readers. We will be reading Chapter 10, The Open Road Part 3, and Chapter 11, The Open Road Part 4. We will be ending Unit 1 today. Chapter 10, The Open Road Part 1. Lunch was wonderful, as everything at Toad Hall always was. During the meal, Toad spoke to Mole. He played inexperienced Mole like one would play a harp. He described what would happen on a trip and the joys of the open road in a glowing way. Mole could hardly sit still in his chair because he was so excited. In the end, Rat allowed Toad and Mole to change his mind. He could not disappoint his friends, so after lunch they loaded up the wagon and set off. The caption to this picture says Lunch at Toad Hall. It was a golden afternoon. The smell of the dust they kicked up was rich and satisfying. Out of thick orchards on either side of the road, birds whistled to them cheerily. Travelers called out, "Good day," or stopped to say nice things about the beautiful wagon. "Ah," said Toad, kicking out his legs, "this is the real life for a gentleman." They had a pleasant journey along the narrow roads. It was not until the afternoon that they reached the highway. There, disaster sprang out on them. The caption to this photo says Toad, Mole, and Rat set off in the wagon. They were strolling along the highway when they saw a small cloud of dust. It seemed to be coming at them fast. From out of the dust they heard a faint toot toot that sounded like an animal in pain. They turned to continue talking, but in an instant everything changed. With a blast of wind and a whirl of sound that made them jump from the nearest ditch, it was on them. The horn of the motor car rang out, toot toot. They had a quick look at an interior of glittering glass and leather. Then the magnificent motor car flung a cloud of dust that blinded them and dwindled to a speck in the distance. The old gray horse in the wagon lurched forward. Then there was an awful crash. The yellow-colored wagon, their beautiful wagon, fell over onto its side in the ditch. Rat danced up and down in the road. "You villains!" he shouted, shaking both fists. "You scoundrels! You road hogs! I'll call the police on you! I'll report you!" The caption of this image says, "Toot toot!" The horn rang out. Chapter 11, The Open Road, Part 4. Where was Toad? He was sitting in the middle of the dusty road and staring in the direction of the disappearing motor car. He went into a sort of trance. His face looked calm and he murmured, "Toot toot." Rat shook him by the shoulder, but Toad did not budge. "What a beautiful sight," Toad murmured. "That is the real way to travel, the only way to travel. Oh my, I must get one." Mole tapped the rat on the shoulder, but Toad went on. "To think I never knew," he said. "All those wasted years that lie behind me. I never knew. I never even dreamed of it. But now that I know, oh, what fun awaits me! What dust clouds shall form behind me as I speed on my way! What wagons I shall fling carelessly into the ditch! Those awful little wagons! Come on, wagons, yellow-colored wagons!" "What should we do with him?" asked Mole. The caption to this picture says, Toad murmured, "Toot toot." "There is nothing to be done," said Rat. "He is mad. He has got a new craze. It is always like this in the first stage. He'll go on like that for days now, walking in a happy dream, not able to do anything useful. Never mind him. Let's go and see what can be done about the wagon." They inspected the wagon and found that it would no longer travel. One wheel had been broken into bits. "Come on," said the Rat. "We'll have to walk. It's 5 or 6 miles to the nearest town. The sooner we get started, the better." "But what about Toad?" asked Mole. "We can't leave him here sitting in the middle of the road by himself. It's not safe. What if another thing were to come along?" "Never mind him," said Rat. "I'm done with him." The caption of this picture says, Rat and Mole inspected the wagon. They had not gone very far, however, when there were footsteps behind them. Toad caught up with them and put a paw inside the elbow of each of them. "Now look here, Toad," said Rat sharply, "as soon as we get to town you'll have to go straight to the police station. You must see if they know anything about that motor car. You must find out who it belongs to. You must complain because your wagon is broken. Then you'll have to go to the blacksmith so he can fix the wagon. Meanwhile, Mole and I will find rooms where we can stay until the wagon is ready." "Police station? Complain?" murmured Toad dreamily. "Why on earth would I complain about that beautiful motor car? I am done with wagons forever. I never want to see the wagon again or hear of it. Oh, Ratty!" The caption to this picture says, "Toad caught up with Rat and Mole." The animals spent the night. The next day, Rat and Mole made their way back to the river bank. A few days later Mole was sitting on the bank fishing when Rat strolled up. "Have you heard the news?" Rat asked. "Everyone's talking about it. Toad went to town on the train this morning. He has ordered a large and very expensive motor car." The caption to this says, "Rat told Mole the news." You may now move on to Unit 1, Lesson 15, Google Form.